Every year, over 40,000 nerds flock to Boston, Massachusetts for PAX East for the chance to get a sneak peek at the hottest upcoming games of the year, snag some sweet swag, and play a metric ton of both video and board games. So, join us as we pack the car in the harbor, you chatterheads, this week on the Free Play Podcast.
You are listening to the Free Play Podcast with Bubba Stallcup, Matt Warmbier, and Kate Katawaki, part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network.
What's up, nerds? My name is Bubba Stallcup, and you are listening to the Free Play Podcast, part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network. And join with me, as always, are a couple of my co-hosts and co-founders right here at Love Thy Nerd, Matt Warmbier.
What's up, everybody? It's great to be here. Don't. Please stop. Stop. It's too much. No, seriously.
Oh, man. And also joining with us is Drew Dixon.
As always.
Oh,
wow,
man.
these are too good right here.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on a real radio show or something like that.
Oh, man. Hey, Drew, seriously, welcome
Thank
to
you.
the Free Play Podcast. You've been here before.
I have, yes.
We've had
It's
you before.
been a while.
I want to apologize for Matt real quick.
It has been a while.
We have a brand new soundboard that we're using on this live recording, and we're live from PAX East 2020 right now. We're in Boston.
We're in the PAX East.
Well, the PAX isn't us
Right now.
always.
Was it Easties? What was the name of this area?
Easties.
Easties.
Easty.
yeah, we're
Or
Easty.
Easty. We went
Easty?
through Easty.
Eastie.
Yeah. We were hanging out in Easty.
Yeah.
It just sounds made up.
Anyway, not to bury the lead, we've got this brand new soundboard. Got a lot of new equipment in that we're trying out, and we're recording on location. And I showed Matt right before we rolled the buttons, and now he's got them figured out. Hey, welcome back, guys. Yeah. Oh man, but the three of us are here in Boston, and we are doing kind of a recon trip to PAX East to see if it's going to work for Love Thy Nerd going forward.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out what it's going to be like to do a video game show. We haven't done a video game show, like a primarily video game show, in a very long time. And when we did it with Game Church, it was a completely different format.
Mm-hmm.
So if you come with us on a trip, we're trying to figure it out right now. The same as before we went to Gen Con officially or PAX Unplugged officially, we did some recon. So we're doing that here, and we're having a little bit of fun, playing some games, doing some stuff. We've already recorded, Drew, you and I, we recorded an episode of your podcast,
Yeah.
which is the unofficial sponsor of this podcast right now.
Oh, jackpot.
Sure.
Yeah, why don't you
Yeah.
go ahead and plug it, man?
Oh, sure. So my wife and I recently started a podcast on the greatest show on television called Survivor. And the podcast is called Jen and Drew Talk Survivor. It's
Yep.
real, like,
The
Creative
greatest TV show. That's
the greatest game. I didn't say greatest TV show. I
Oh.
said greatest game. I think that's what I said. That's what I meant
don't
to say.
think that's what you said.
Well,
but
It's
yeah.
one of my favorite shows for sure.
Yeah,
but,
sorry.
That's better. That's
well, I do.
I shouldn't have to
think-
reach over and push those
I'm
buttons. for you,
sorry.
Matt.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I do think it's the greatest game on TV.
Yeah.
And we just talk. So just a quick plug of the show. We just talk strategy. We look at the game of Survivor primarily as a game. We talk about who's playing well, who's not, and then just laugh and have a good time about what was fun in the show, and who we're excited about in the game and stuff. Root for the people we like in the show, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We had you on. this
Absolutely.
week, so
Yeah. And it was fun. I enjoyed it. I really, really like talking with you guys about Survivor.
Yeah, likewise.
It's fun. So go and listen to that. We have we'll put the episode in the show notes, and also if you follow Drew on social media, you can get it on his Twitter at DrewDixon82, and also follow him on Facebook, Drew Dixon, and all that's there. Or if you follow me, I shared it too. Matt,
Yeah.
do me a favor, just share the podcast.
Well, didn't it used to be Drizu?
On Twitter? No, never.
That was PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
I think it still
That's
is
right.
true, isn't it?
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah, it's like $10 to change it. So
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, we're not loaded.
yeah, Peter Pan's got kids, man.
He sure does.
Can't be doing all that.
I mean, I don't watch Survivor. I haven't watched Survivor since probably season 1, maybe season 2. My mom watched it. I, watched a little bit with her. I don't know.
I think a lot of people have that attitude. It's like I think you just remember it as this like sort of reality show moment in the history of television. But interestingly, it's kind of gotten this new cult following. The show has.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are discovering that it's a really fascinating show. I think now, and especially now because this current season they're doing is called Winners at War, and it's all former winners. So it's 20 contestants who've all won the show once, and the pot is doubled. It's $2 million for whoever wins. So
That's
it's kind of like, it's kind of like it's a series or a season that fans have been asking for a long time. Like put all winners against each other. So it's kind of a big deal. It's the 40th season. How many shows make it 40 seasons?
That Price is Right.
Get mashed. Yeah, I think.
Well, who can touch the excellence of that show? I mean, they've got Plinko on there.
Yeah, that's
It is.
true. Hey, you
No.
can get Plinko. Did you see that? You can buy Plinko for your house.
Like a full-size board?
Medium-ish size.
There's
board.
also like that show that came out that was like giant Plinko. Did y'all see that?
The
wall?
The wall. There
Oh,
it is. Yes.
the wall.
Something like that.
The wall.
How would you turn that into its own full game show?
I
Who would
can't remember.
I don't know. I watched it once, but I don't
You're
remember how.
trying to drop it and win money or prizes, and it's something
Keep
you had to
going.
do.
Maybe that's why it's not on the air anymore.
It was so riveting.
Well, it's like we're watching 30 Rock, and there's that episode of 30 Rock where, what is his name? The page.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
Fill in the blank.
yeah, it's been a long week today. But he has an idea because he watches a lot of television. He's a page because he wants to be in television. Kenneth the page,
yeah.
and he has an idea. I forget what the name of it. What Golden Case or something.
Oh
like
yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
he's like, you have a bunch of models up on stage, and they're each one's holding a case, and one of them's filled with solid gold. And if you can figure out which one it is, then you win the gold, and it's $1 million in gold.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to, at the end of the show, it's like, all right, and it's like mock the show. Which one is it? And the contestant, you see the camera pan across, and then there's a model just shaking because she's holding 100 pounds worth of gold, or trying to. Yeah. It's that one. Ends up going off the air because same deal with the Plinko. Anyway, this is great podcast material.
It's doing fun. Watch the show. Go play Plinko with your
It's been a
kids.
long week. We've been here at PAX since Thursday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
We got in Wednesday.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Wednesday was the flight day. It's currently Saturday evening when we're recording this, and we still have one more day. Drew, you're leaving tomorrow morning.
Yep.
Mhm.
Matt and I still have one more day at the show, and then we get to leave on Monday. So if we sound a little bit burnt, that's because we probably are.
Hey, speak for yourself. I feel like most of the time we try to do this Sunday evening after a
that's
huge
true.
long week, and then we're like, hey, thanks for tuning in to the podcast. Play some games, and we'll see you later on, okay? And then you're all like, but now we're like, we actually have some energy here. Like I feel pretty good. I'm just like,
I think it's the soundboard that's energized you.
That's true.
I just need something.
You're sitting
like this.
directly in front of it. It's basically
That's
your
giving you
console.
energy. Yeah.
Wow. Well, screw you guys.
And we're back.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh man, well we have been here at PAX East. What brought us here was we would like to have come and just done the recon, but we weren't able to do that. It just wasn't going to work out. But our friends over at Skybound Tabletop said, "Hey, can you come and help us demo some games?" And by some games, I mean one game 100 billion times.
Yeah, I need to put in my BG stats. I swear to you, I'm going to put
Better
it in
get you over
probably.
the edge.
Dude.
Over the,
I'm probably going to put it in 15 times at least.
Oh man, that's a great idea.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't think that's cheating. I mean,
Are you going to mark it down as a dub or what?
Even if you
is
just
uncompleted.
like set people up to play it, does
I
that
feel like
count
I've
as you
set up
playing it?
enough people to play
Yeah.
enough times that it counts at least that many plays.
So we had okay. So we had 4
We should
sections.
say what it is too.
Oh yeah, the game is Trial by Trolley,
Yeah.
and it's a party game. The box says that it's 13 plus. That's gonna vary, based on your situation and game
Mhm.
group and stuff like that. But
13 plus players.
Age.
age,
It will.
Okay.
yeah, it
It's-
plays 3 to 13,
Okay.
13 plus age,
Yeah.
and I say it plays 3 to a million, because
Yeah.
you can play with as many people as you want to.
Yeah, basically.
It's a party game, so
Yeah.
you're getting people around. And you have it's the trolley problem or the trolley dilemma. You've got a trolley coming down the rail or coming down the tracks, and it's gonna go left or right. It's gonna hit something. Something's gonna suffer.
It can't stop.
Yeah, I like to
Stop,
tell.
won't stop.
I keep telling everybody, due to budget cuts, we weren't able to put brakes on the
Mhm.
trolley, and so like it is gonna hit something, and somebody has to be responsible for what happens. So there is a judge, and the 2 teams for each. There's a team for each side of the tracks. They are trying to lobby for why you shouldn't go down their side of the tracks. It's their job to save everyone or everything on their side, and so. We have run so many games of that. We had 4 sections,
Yep.
and each section had 2 games going at any given
Well,
time.
yes. And each of those games had anywhere between
3
and 8 plus
Yeah.
people. So
Mhm.
yeah,
I
it's,
think Drew, you ran a group of almost 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah. And so you put good cards down that make it to where you wouldn't want to send the trolley down your track. So, like, I don't know. Might
all
be,
of your pets.
Yeah. All of your,
Well, so here's what I told you. They're like blessing cards because not all of them are actually good cards. Like
Yeah.
one might be a balloon filled with the most airborne
Oh,
kind
that's
of
true.
Ebola.
That's true.
So like
Yeah.
they're deterrents for the judge
Yeah,
not
yeah,
to come
yeah.
down that side.
yeah. But most of them are good things, like the first ever issue of Batman or something.
Oh yeah, Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know.
God is one.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm not lying.
Yeah, bless up. So we were running that, and it's a great game if you're into party games and you got a really loose gaming group. If you guys want to play hardcore games, this ain't it.
Yeah.
This is a game that we can literally run a demo of in 5 minutes. 1 round, get you in and out. Or I ran a demo that was 25 minutes.
Oh, I had people. I didn't necessarily, not that I was necessarily running the demo the whole time, but there were people that stayed there for well over an hour, like just playing and playing. And
Oh,
playing.
yeah.
Or like there were some groups that were so paralyzed about making their decisions.
Oh
Yep.
no!
Like,
Oh, analysis
Literally,
paralysis.
they played one game and it took them an hour plus because they were like, I can't decide if I want to, run over the track with kittens or the one with not kittens.
Robo Hitler. Robo Hitler.
Robo Hitler. Yeah, so there's bad cards. Well, that's how I call them. It's probably not
Evil, bad. Yeah.
evil,
Yeah.
but yeah. So then you'll put those cards on the other person's track to sort of
Mhm.
say like, you really want to destroy this thing. Like,
Sabotage.
yeah,
Absolutely.
like Hitler was one, which I think is sort of a trump card. And it's not very fair, but
He's also in there. Yeah.
Yeah, Trump Hill.
Yeah. On
Trump
several,
is in there,
several
yeah.
cards.
cards that are related to Trump in various ways. Yeah.
And then you also play modifiers, to kind of sweeten the pot on your
Mhm.
side or against your opponent's side.
Yeah.
So our 25-minute demo that we did was 1 round. And it was like I had them asking a lot of questions because I was a conductor, and I was like, "Guys, you don't know me at all. How are you going to play a card that's going to make me not want to go down your side if you don't know
Mhm.
anything about me? Don't presume anything about me. Ask me questions."
Yeah.
I was educating them on tabletop games. Like these are designed to create shared experiences over things that never happened. Like we're going to talk about, hey, do you remember that one time we were at PAX East in Boston in 2020 and we were at that table at Skybound and,
Mhm.
we ran over, that alligator with our trolley, and then people are going to hear that and think you're crazy, but you remember it because you were there.
And you were there.
Yeah. And you were there.
Everyone
You were
was
there.
I remember.
So I had a story for like every question that they asked me, like, hey,
Yeah.
how many kids do you have? What's your, religious views? What's your, political acumen kind of deal? Like I had a story for every question that they asked me.
Nice.
And they were just eating it up. Like it was, every one of them bought the game at the
Oh,
at the
nice.
demo. So That's the thing, though. I kept telling people, it's like, hey, this game looks cool. You're familiar with Cyanide and Happiness. That's the art. You know, like maybe you have Joking Hazard, the previous game that Cyanide did. You'll buy a game because it looks cool. You won't play a game because it looks cool. You'll play a game because you had a good experience playing it. And so I was like teaching them how to break the game. Like, hey, maybe you want to add more cards. Maybe you want to play red cards first. Maybe you want to play, instead of Trolley Tom, you want to play Sidecar Sam, who's kind of a jerk and really just wants the destruction of the world. So like you go after the one that causes the most destruction. It's like, it's a party game. It's a system. Break it. Play it however you want to. But that's the milkshake that brought us to PAX. And I'm grateful. Thank you. Skybound, you guys are amazing. Thanks for inviting us and having it. Yep. That's the ticket right there.
I want to see if you guys would stop me. I was going to keep going.
No.
I was curious
Okay.
how long it went.
It's probably a little. Well, I could have gone longer.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
For having
Restraint.
Restraint. But so we've been playing a lot of that, but that's not the only game that we've been playing since we've been here. So like we as a team, and also I want to put a shout out. It's not just the three of us. Chad Snyder was also with us as well. And he didn't help out in Skybound, but Chad was LTN in the convention. He was out doing a whole bunch of stuff. He ran a couple errands for us, drove us around. I mean, it was, if you guys don't know Chad,
Do it.
know Chad.
Know him.
Like Chad is the best of us. Love
you,
that
Chad.
guy to death. Yeah. Kissy face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's be friends with Chad.
Winky face.
Winky face?
Sure.
All right. Well, yeah. But we've also been playing some other games. So we played another game called Guerrilla Marketing
Yep.
by our friends over at Roxley. They sent us an advanced copy. We're going to be doing a Beard Bros and co-optional on it and the whole 9 yards.
Yep.
But it's a straight to retail game, so you can go pick that up if you're at your LGS or I say LGS now because it may not be a friendly one.
Well, mine's friendly, so.
Well, that's good. If you have a friendly, then it's an FLGS.
GLS.
What's the G?
Grumpy.
Grumpy.
Look. It's fine.
GLGS.
You know?
Yeah, I like it.
Not everybody has to be happy all the time. Why do we have to, or friendly,
hey,
you know?
Be quiet.
Oh, sure.
I mean, I think it's good to be friendly, but everybody has grumpy days, you
That's
know?
true. Hashtag GLGS.
Like on
Let's go.
Sesame Street, they named a guy because the Grouch, because he's grouchy all the time, you know?
Maybe you misunderstood.
Man.
Did you guys see that? I think what's the green one? The blue one, Gonzo?
Yeah.
Was the nose?
But
Yeah.
without the nose.
Grover.
Like,
No, Grover.
Yeah.
Gonzo is
He had the nose.
okay.
and
he was green.
another Jim Henson
No.
show.
Nope.
No,
Muppets.
Blue.
Muppets.
Gonzo's
Got it.
Muppets.
So the blue one, but without the nose. Like
Grover.
he was, but without the nose.
Grover.
Grover.
Did Grover
Yeah.
not have the nose?
No.
He has a little ball nose.
Nope. Nothing. Just
Oh.
a blue.
Cookie Monster?
I know what Cookie Monster looks like. Man, come on. Anyway, he was up in the Sky Bridge for like most of the show today,
Okay.
just like taking pictures of the people against one of the white backdrops,
Uh-huh.
just like puppeteering. Right
Oh, I saw him.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Thanks for pretending like I was crazy and you had
I
seen him.
had no idea where you were going with that, but I got it.
Where I'm going, I saw him.
Okay. He exists.
Good.
Anyway, we played Guerrilla Marketing by Roxley
Mhm.
and absolutely loved that
Oh,
game.
it was really funny, and
Uh-huh.
I found out that I'm really good at it.
Here's the
That's
deal.
true.
Drew, I want you to explain that game for the good people here.
Okay, so you are it's a word game, but you're given various categories of things you have to come up
I
with.
think it's technically it's a parlor game.
Okay.
That's what's on the box,
So it's
but what do
called-
they know?
Yeah, word game is misleading probably.
Who has parlors anymore?
Me?
You know, what I might compare it to is like Balderdash. Right? Have you ever played Balderdash?
It has been a hot
Or
minute.
Beyond Balderdash?
know,
Balderdash is the lion game, right?
Yeah, Balderdash will give you like a acronym.
I
And you have to
would-
come up with what it stands for.
I would
like,
even call it like a Jackbox style game as well. Like,
Okay.
like RNT,
I'm here
and
for
you
that.
have to come up with what RNT stands for.
Yeah.
And there's an actual answer based on some organization that was actually called RNT, and then you all make it up, and it's funny. You usually come up with funny answers.
Yeah.
But this just takes that to that concept to a whole new level. You roll randomly for the letters, and then you're given a category. So you all have to come up with a band name that is RNT. Use that example again. And so then you make one up, but then you're given
Rose,
even
nose,
further.
toes. Yeah.
But then you roll dice for this whole long list, and whatever you roll tells you from this list, and you select it, the type of band name you're going to come up with.
Yeah,
so
what's
it
your
could
genre?
Genre. So it could be a boy band or a country band or whatever. And so the variations just get to be ridiculous, but then you judge them too. And you each judge which one, you each get a turn to judge which answer you think is the best and award them a point. And you do that based on a random set of criteria as well. So you roll for that random set of criteria. And then, so the criteria could be the one that most teen girls would like, or it could be the one that is most offensive or something. So, which
Worst
was
music
basically
video,
all of
whatever.
ours. All of ours were, well, mine and Matt's were all.
No, mine were PG-13.
We like 1980s PG-13.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like the Goonies PG-13.
So, depending on the group you're playing with, it's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, it is a party game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so it's what you make it. And it was the same thing we were telling people about, Trial by Trolley, is that this game is going to be whatever you make it out to be, because you're given options.
Yeah.
And you can.
And it's the kind of game too where I think, like, you sort of joked, Bubba, about how you weren't very good at it, but I don't think you cared. And not that you weren't actually good at it, but like we were all having, me anyway, my sense was that.
And I was in the wrong frame of mind for the game that we were playing. I was actually trying to come up with like legitimate, clever names that would work. You guys went a different direction, and I got one banana, which is the point. The whole game. You got like 4 bananas, 5 bananas, 6 bananas more?
Did Chad have fun?
I am gonna say he liked being around us.
Yes.
Yeah.
He had fun being there.
Well, we finished the first game, and he wanted to play another one, so I think he had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't leave till after midnight and still had an
But
hour. It was fun.
like, for a little while, it was close between me and Matt. And I actually started trying to like win, but I couldn't. But like I didn't.
It on.
But it was the sort of thing like I didn't care at all. Like it was just so much fun.
Yeah, and the beauty of it is that it's all hidden action stuff. So like, if I wouldn't know which one was Matt's versus which one was Drew's.
You're writing on different pages in a little booklet.
Yeah, all dry erase stuff.
Yeah.
It's a great game. It'll be out by the time this podcast airs. So you can go to Roxley.com, or it'll be on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to get it in a whole bunch of other places. But if you can get it locally, they even tell you, go get it locally at your LGS.
Yeah.
But if you can't find it locally, go to RoxleyGamesLabs.com. Games Labs? That can't be it. Roxley. Just Google Dice Throne. You'll figure it out. That's not the one you're looking for.
No, that's for you.
Oh, for me?
Good job.
Hey, yeah.
I wish it didn't cut off so abruptly.
It wants you to fade it out, but you'll figure it out.
Nah.
Yes.
Your imagination.
We've also got a game set up behind us that we're going to be playing. And we've talked about this game before.
Mm-hmm.
And the game's called Deliverance. And it's an unpublished game by our friend Andrew Lowen. And this is a game that talks about and deals with like spiritual warfare.
Yep.
And so it's a very, very Christian-centered, Christian thematic game. But the way it goes about handling it is not just like cracking you over the head with the Bible at every turn.
Yeah, and I would call it it's pretty straightforward about what it is. Like I wouldn't call it's not Jesus jukey. It's not like bait and switch. Like
no.
It's done in such a way that like it's very approachable for Christians and non-Christians alike.
The art is well done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've said that before.
Just draws you right in.
And Matt and I were actually playtesters for this game, and I can tell you that it's constantly being worked on. Like that Slack channel is so active with feedback from other testers and things that Andrew's doing to fix it.
Yep.
Because it's not finished right now. It's an unfinished game. It's in alpha testing right now. So, but it's great. We're about to play around here, and we're doing that because we're playing the game.
Well, we like games.
Yeah. but also I'm going to be with Andrew at Gamma starting next week. And so he's going to have his game there. I'm going to be playing it with him and playing it, showing it to other people. And so if you're going to be at Gamma, come hit me up because I just feel like I'm going to be walking around aimlessly for, I don't know, 5 days.
Yeah.
And what is Gamma for those who
So
might not know?
Gamma is a trade show. It's an industry trade show that is not open to the general public. You have to have an invite, or you have to come with a company, or you have to request to get into their organization. And so it is a legit insiders trade show in that publishers are trying to pitch to like game stores and stuff like that. Hey, carry this. You get like a lot of reveals come out of Gamma. Because what happens is a lot of these publishers will pitch games that aren't even close to being finished yet. Like I know that Leader has a game that they're going to be pitching to game stores so that they will carry it.
Yeah.
Like this is pre-Kickstarter even stuff.
And tabletop games. Yeah.
Yes. Hey, great clarification, Drew. Thanks. This is why we keep you around. Matt was just sitting there nodding away.
We'll figure it out. You have a Googler.
That's why they pay me the bucks.
Yeah, so it is a tabletop show, and that's important. But we got a lot of my friends are going to be there. A lot of our friends, Matt's sitting here too, are going to be there and going to be hanging out with them, building some more relationships, maybe helping them out in their booths, demo some of their games, and go from there. But we're going to play Deliverance tonight. And Matt, you also sat down with Chad and you played Marvel Champions. Hey, did you get something? Did you get a gift?
I did. I had, unbeknownst to me, a gift out of nowhere. Didn't know it was being even worked on. I don't know who all was involved with it. But these people, ladies, men, made me a custom Captain, Matt America card. A custom Captain America card that has me as Captain America on there with some different flavor text. Johnny Jimison did the art. Bubba whipped it all together from scratch. And I'm still kind of like floored. You don't think you're going to see your face on a card for a game. But maybe we could we were talking about this earlier and maybe you had this in mind. Like we have other friends in the gaming industry who have these promos made for them, like with their faces on it and then kind of put out to the masses.
Yep.
So if you want to Captain Matt America, ask somebody else because I don't know how it's done.
So the reason we did it was because Matt, you had celebrated your 15 years at Starbucks.
15 years. Yeah. I made over 1 million drinks.
No,
I tell people that
I believe it.
You're my millionth beverage. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I have no idea. You're probably close.
Yeah. Why don't you have your phone out? Why aren't you filming this?
15 years at Starbucks.
You don't have like a Starbucks stats app that you log those into.
I missed the first couple years, so it's not accurate.
Starbucks
hold on,
stats.
like, beep, boop, beep. It's weird. Starbucks gave me a plaque. It's above my desk. It says continual.
It was just a thumbs up. Didn't say anything.
You did it, bro.
You
and
did it.
For all your fine
15, work. Yeah, for all your fine work. Something like that. So these guys, they want to do more because they're awesome.
Yeah.
So,
and it wasn't even my idea.
No.
Like that's the beauty of it is that other people got together. Drew was in on this too. And
how dare you, Drew?
I mean, they're really there's a whole lot of people that were a part of this, and you received a dice tower, right?
I did. Yeah. I also got a wingspan. What do you call that kind of wood? It's like laser cut. Wood.
All I have is this hand movement.
Yeah, he's making the hand movement of money, but it's not made of money.
This is how it feels.
It feels like a smooth, no, it's like a laser cut.
What? It's not plywood.
Real tough wood,
thinnish wood,
thin mints,
yep.
Wood for wingspan. It's a dice tower that came in the other day, and I was like, oh man, that's so awesome. And, I knew that Jonathan HT had had the outreach, had sent that, and I was like, hey man, that's so awesome. Thank you so much. We're loving it. Avon put it together. He wood glued and everything. Yep. Yeah. So that came, and I'm like, I hadn't thought of
Thought that
anything
was
else.
it?
Yeah. So,
Like some kind of dummy. You thought that was enough for 15 years at Starbucks.
well, Starbucks did. I mean, sorry. Blessed be to Kevin Johnson.
Do you need to go repent for a second?
Blessed be to Kevin Johnson.
Amen. Bless up. Yeah.
May Howard Schultz ever bless thy name. I don't know.
You're doing great. Yeah. I think
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
no, I think the one you were looking for was this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, so we played Marble Champions with Chad.
Yeah, that was really just my segue into.
And we won and then we lost. So
Yeah, you played. What did you play?
played against the Claw and we whooped him. It was kind of close, but we came back. Then we played against Ultron and he showed no mercy.
Mhm.
And
As one does.
well, when you're a robot, you don't care about people.
No.
So yeah, we lost pretty bad pretty quickly. We just couldn't control them. So I'm creeping up on 50 plays for that game since I got it. Came out November 1st.
Yeah.
Something legit, yeah.
Which, in case you're wondering, is why we made a card for
Yeah.
that game.
Because I play a lot of Captain America. He's like my boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does Captain Matt America compare to Captain
We
America?
have similar stats.
You
Just
have exactly similar stats.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
the exact same one.
On
No,
purpose,
that's
because I didn't want to break the game for you.
Yeah.
So I wanted to buff it, but then it would have just.
He would just like watched the real Captain play.
I don't know. I think just the card itself is like
Yeah.
a spirit buff.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah,
My
yeah.
spirits
Buff you in
soar.
spirit.
An aura,
You'll
My spirits are
play
soaring.
better.
as it were.
Yes.
Well, we've been doing other things since we've been here. We haven't just been sitting around playing games. Well, I guess we
SNES.
have been sitting around
SNES.
playing games, but not just
Yeah.
like here. Oh, we also played Tiny Epic Westerns.
We did. I hate that game.
I love it.
I'm just kidding. I
Oh,
hate
man.
how bad I lost.
The way you feel about it is
Ugh.
basically the way I feel about Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Like the game's I liked it. I would have liked it more had I
One.
well, honestly, I didn't even care about winning, but
Had a
like
chance.
I
Yeah.
didn't have a chance.
Oh.
You
No, not even
roll
close.
it, for those of you who haven't played, the game looks awesome and you have a little bullet that is your
The bullet die, yeah.
Yeah, that you roll. And for whatever reason, mine like to roll 3s and 1s only. Like only 3s and 1s the entire game. And that right there will not get you a victory. Let me know. And roll higher. Don't use the yellow bullet. Okay.
Chad got that game for $10.
Oh yeah. He found some
It
use
had-
place.
All of the extra stuff in it. It had the upgrades in it. It had It was a full meal deal, used game, reshrinked and inventoried for $10.
Didn't even smell.
No, it said it was in a non-smoke free home.
Oh, I thought it said it was a smoker's home.
Yeah, a non-smoke.
Oh, non-smoke. Okay.
Wait 1 second.
That's not the one.
There
No,
we go.
I was hoping for like I don't know, like a. There it is. Yeah, that was like a. If he didn't grab it, I was gonna grab it. And
Oh
it was-
yeah, for sure.
It's too late. It was already in his hands, and I was like, "Oh, you really want to get that? I don't know. You might not like it. Take it off your hands."
We went over and played it.
Played it.
I
It
don't
was
remember-
fun.
Who won the game?
I don't know. I was dead.
Yeah, I just check my BG stats. 'cause
Yeah,
I
check
only
it.
track the ones that I
Yeah.
won, so
But yeah, if you haven't played any of the Tiny Epic games,
get on it.
just do it. They're all
Yeah.
great. There's some I like more than others, but overall,
Oh yeah, well I think that's the point.
yeah, you're gonna find 1 or 9 that you like.
Yeah, and they have like 15 others coming out.
Yep,
So
yep.
buckle up. So here at PAX East, we've been busy. When we're not spending 4 hours in a Skybound booth every day, we're out looking at things. A metric ton of, surprisingly, board game stuff and video game stuff. We've done a lot of the PAXs and, tabletop with PAX Unplugged. And we've also done PAX South, which kind of has a mixed
Bag.
like a smattering of,
Like
kind of tabletop and tabletop and video game presence stuff.
uh-huh.
And what we found is that it's kind of waning in what video or what tabletop stuff PAX South had, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, I want
Like
PAX South.
like the tabletop space is huge.
Oh yeah, they just need more people
but the
trying to
but
sell
the
their stuff.
show presence
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
is pretty weak.
I'm worried about that show.
I think this is the opposite though. Like for me, having been to South, this
Mhm.
felt like the opposite. This felt like there wasn't, maybe like relative to the space, there wasn't as much space to game, but there was a larger tabletop presence.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. We were able to squeeze in and play a game in in the free play ish area.
Sure.
But yeah, they're PAX East is huge. This is our first year. Well, yours and mine, Bubba.
Yeah,
Drew's been
Drew's
here
been here before.
several times.
Mhm.
But it seemed like it's huge, but it seems like the tabletop area is kind of like the free play area is just kind of jammed in there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's other places to play around.
Just competing with more.
Right.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
just a lot more going on in this
Yeah,
show.
there is. And I know that the tabletop side is not really their main focus.
We did see that they have a quiet tabletop area,
Mhm.
which is kind of cool. That's
Yeah.
like
You're gonna do an RPG
in an actual
or
like
something like
like
that.
a walled off
Yeah, like a breakout,
area
like a
on
side
like
room.
the second floor, or like not on the show floor,
Yeah.
which is cool.
And like any other PAX, there's tons of stuff going on all
Mhm.
around. Spent some time in the Kickstarter room, which was cool. It was like a
Yeah.
combination of video game and tabletop stuff. So all going on in the same space. I thought it was interesting that not everything there was Kickstarter stuff.
I
Oh,
couldn't
really?
tell.
I
I would
thought-
assume everybody there is launching a Kickstarter
That's
of
what I
some
thought,
kind,
too.
I think.
Was there something that you saw that it wasn't?
I need to do a little bit of research. We did that
The laundromat game?
Tokyo Laundromat, and the guy said, "Hey, yeah, go to our booth and buy it." And I was like, okay.
Oh.
And then
Well, he's
also,
probably
um,
kickstarting something.
Blinks.
I thought that was also a Kickstarter. Maybe they had both been on Kickstarter.
So okay, so is that it? It
Maybe.
has been a Kickstarter.
That's probably it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's not is on Kickstarter because like, oh well, yeah, because like
Oath.
Frosthaven was there
Well,
too.
I
And
talked to
they're
a
not-
guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is like a result of Kickstarter.
Mhm.
All
I
right.
think
I'm here for that.
Kickstarter, yeah, just when they come to these shows, they just want to in part like bring people who are doing interesting, cool stuff to kind of illustrate. In
Hey,
part
use
to
our
like,
platform.
yeah, like look,
Okay.
this is the kind of stuff we have, and so
All right.
you could, if you're making a game, you definitely want to work with us.
My understanding of that room was come and see the things that are on Kickstarter.
That's what I assumed as well. Like it was either on or was going to be shortly.
Sure.
But
Well, hey, I can be wrong. That's
glad
fine.
we can help you.
But we spent some time there, and I mean, like there was games done quick. They were doing stuff there, like some speed runs and
Yeah.
teaching panels and all sorts of stuff.
Just Dance 2019
Just
was
freaking
there.
Dance. Was it 2019?
It was.
Was it the Wii version?
No, it was the Xbox. You saw the Kinect. up
There's
there.
a lot of great panels
You
too that
wish
I
it
feel
was.
like we never have time to hit.
Never.
Yes.
And I've gone to a few times. There was a Take This fundraiser that we went to
Yep.
for a while. And that was really cool.
hmm
Went to an indie mixer
Yep.
for video games.
That was loud.
For it's called Made in MA or Made in Massachusetts.
Yep.
So it's like all local kind of Boston or Massachusetts area.
Oh, I thought it was made Ma. Like, hey Ma,
We were all made in Ma.
hey Ma, get over here.
I like the Bon Iver song.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey,
it was cool.
speaking of panels though, there was one that we were talking to a friend of ours, Heather, about,
Yeah.
and it was talking about the importance of, you say it,
Yeah, women in esports. And so
like bolstering that.
yeah, bolstering
Yeah.
women in esports. Speaking, she was sharing with us. She was really excited about that panel. She was sharing with us about how she's into esports. She likes to watch them.
Yeah.
She likes to watch, the high level Halo play and some other stuff. And anyway, there's just not very many women in there at all. And a big part of why is because a lot of women, when they play online games, especially like the type of games you see in esports. So we're talking about like, Overwatch and, League of Legends and those types of games, Rocket League even,
Yeah.
they get harassed so much online when they play those games. Guys either are like, "Hey, are you hot?" or rip them.
Oh, yeah.
If you play terribly, and you're a guy, you get treated differently than if you play you have a bad game. Not even play terribly. If you have a bad game, you get treated differently as a guy than if you play badly and you're a woman. And so she was just honestly sharing with us about how she's had that experience, and it's even kept her away from playing some games that she had otherwise would really love. And so, unlike, well, I won't even make the analogy, but it's esports is really a level playing field. Women can be just as excellent at games as men, obviously. And so it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
And so they had a panel at PAX about it, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, and we even talked a little bit about what we can do as LTN, as Love Thy Nerd, to help that, because the moment we walked away from that conversation, I turned to Drew and said, what do we do? How can we do what we are trying to do, which is create positivity in an otherwise fairly negative space? Not a one-to-one. It's not an always thing. We're not speaking in superlatives.
Yeah.
But when we see something, part of the stuff that we're writing into our core values and what we've been saying for 2.5 years now as this organization is we want to speak out against things like misogyny. And like I think that's kind of a big deal, because most of us are middle-class white males. Like we fit into that little perfectly, slotted block right there. And so I think it's important that we speak out against that, and we do what we can with the platform that we have.
Yeah.
And so we're talking about how to do that in game, like how to go to where that problem is and create safe spaces in different areas. So we don't really know what that looks like yet. We have a vague idea. I don't want to get into too much detail because it's still a vague idea.
Yeah.
We have to file some edges a little bit. But I thought that when you were talking about panels, I completely forgot about that until this moment when you said that we are going to try not to get in on that, but we want to use what we can to make that a better place.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I even had the thought, like, when we were talking to Heather about it, of just like, those are the kind of panels we really ought to make an effort to go to when we go to shows. Like, I had an appointment and I couldn't go to that one because I couldn't reschedule. It was my last day here. And anyway, I'll stop making excuses. But just, to be a part of those conversations, like there's a lot that we have to learn even as an organization so that we can then step into those spaces and offer some help and offer some be advocates for those who could use our voice.
Yeah, if we truly want to love and serve our nerdy neighbors, then we have to do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And for us, it's important that we know that we say it out loud so that we hear ourselves say it, and that everybody else understands too, that it doesn't just mean for us going to shows and playing games. Like it's deeper than that. It means more than that. We think that Jesus loving everybody looks different in different situations. So whatever's needed, we're going to try and do that. Don't want to camp there too much, but just kind of struck a chord when you were mentioning that. So as we're going throughout and we're doing all these things, there are some things that stood out to us. This is by no stretch of the imagination an exhaustive list.
Yep.
Like these are just a few of the things that stood out to Drew, Matt, and myself about PAX. Bearing in mind, Drew's leaving a day early and we have a whole nother day of PAX to find things. So if we come back next episode and talk about more stuff, we just
deal with it.
Count your many blessings, count them one by one.
Yep.
Hey, Drew, let's go ahead and start with you since you are our guest here. You played a very interesting game that we did an interview on. There's going to be stuff on the site about it, all sorts of stuff. Why don't you tell us about that game?
Maneater, I think, is what you're
Absolutely,
referring to. So Maneater is, I think, probably the first ever Shark RPG, where you
Shark
PG. I want to call it Shark PG, where you are a shark and you start out as a super powerful shark, and your goal is to just like cause havoc and just use your awesome shark powers to terrorize a beach and do all those things that you might see in like a blockbuster movie. But you get to control it, which is pretty rad. But then
you get to do all the things that people say sharks don't do.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Which is true. They don't really do.
Like, hey, you
the
don't have to worry
things-
about sharks.
Yeah.
They're actually pretty safe. They're
Yeah,
not going
they're-
to come after you.
They're having a lot of fun.
But
with
in
it.
this game,
Yeah. But then, that's at the beginning of the demo, you start out super powerful, but then you essentially get like you become the baby of the shark that you were, and you have to start from like as a baby shark.
don't you dare.
Yes.
Don't.
Dude.
Don't.
And then you
Just Dance has that song in it, and people were dancing to it.
Oh my gosh. But yeah,
Non-ironically.
so you'll eventually like build up your shark powers, and yeah, it's a true shark RPG where you grow and get better and improve and explore the ocean. And apparently you can play it somewhat non-violently and just like be a
pacifist
shark and
yeah.
explore the ocean, and
Just doing shark stuff with my friends.
or you can go crazy. But it was like the controls are really good. It's beautiful. It's like
We found out Drew's not a controller guy.
yeah, I mean, I've been playing a lot of games on PC lately,
Yeah.
and so I was terrible on the controller for some reason. I could not. It just wasn't working for me. Then I got on the keyboard and mouse, and it was like butter.
I was showing Matt. I have not even showed you this yet. Oh, and I'm not going to get to because I left the cameras on the show floor. But I recorded some of your face while you were playing that game, and it's
good.
It's making my face hurt right now just thinking about how happy you were playing that game.
Yeah.
It was
Sometimes you just need to be a shark,
Mhm.
and swim, and
Wanna do shark stuff, my friend?
And
sometimes
eat-
you're the shark,
eat a
and
turtle.
sometimes you're the turtle.
then go to another turtle and throw it into another turtle,
or
or throw a turtle into like a dolphin. There's lots of things you can do.
did you see how you were doing that? Like how with the act that the shark was doing? The shark would spit the turtle out and then tail whip it into
Yes. Yeah.
like it create a projectile.
Freaking turtles.
You were doing some stuff in that game that I didn't know was possible with a shark.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever play Just Cause? Any of those games like Just Cause 3?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like Just Cause 3, except you're a shark.
Yeah,
And if you can imagine that,
basically.
that's how it felt. And it was beautiful.
As a
It was
shark,
a work of art.
you were able to get on land and belly hop around and go and get people who should have been running for their lives.
Yeah.
But we're working on their tan.
that could use some work maybe. But it's not out yet.
Well, you mean you're looking for
But
a
it
shark?
is convenient.
No.
I am glad they're not running away to where I can't, because you can
Yeah,
only hop so
You've
far.
got quests to complete, man.
Yeah,
You
you
got
got to, and you do have to hop back because you're a shark. You're not.
You don't breathe, yeah.
You're not a dolphin.
Matt kept asking me, so where is this compared to Echo?
Echo the dolphin.
Yeah. Oh, it's been so long ago that I played Echo.
Same probably.
But yeah, I mean,
Less sonar.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be much more expansive.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
The devs, they were likening it to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Not in
Breath
like
of the Wild with sharks.
everything, but like in explorability. It's
Yeah.
going to be
Mhm.
open world, single player, all this stuff, and obviously leveling your character.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But that's a game by Tripwire, and it's going to be coming out on PS4,
Yes.
Xbox,
yes.
PS4, Xbox, and
PC.
and then later for
I think later for Switch.
Switch. Yeah. I promised him I would buy that game at least twice.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to get it on whatever platform I can play it on now, Xbox or PlayStation, and then you bet your sweet baby I'm gonna get that game on Switch, for sure. I gotta have something that takes the Switch away from Anna when she's playing Stardew, so I can.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Hey, there was another thing that you had. There was a Mist doc. Why don't you tell us
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah, so I met a guy named Philip Shane, and he's making a documentary about Myst. I didn't even really play Myst. I mean, I played it a little bit, but it was the best-selling game of the '90s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this game is vastly influential. And anyway, Philip Shane has actually made some pretty like well-regarded documentaries. He made this documentary called Being Elmo, which is kind of a celebration of a celebration not just of Elmo, but of and puppetry and things like that, but of Sesame Street and the impact Sesame Street's had on kids and our culture. And he's just made some really great documentaries, worked on some really great documentaries, and he's doing a deep dive into Myst. And it was just one of those cool conversations to talk to someone who's really passionate about what they do and really cares about the art of what they're trying to do, and the impact. Someone who's not even really like, I mean, he is a gamer, the guy that's making the documentary, but just wants to demonstrate the value of games.
Like how he gets it.
Yeah, he gets how powerful this medium can be, and I think Myst is one of those games because it's an older game. If we're not careful, we'll forget how important and potent it was. And I think it's nice to know that there's someone out there like helping us process that, think through it, and it was just it's just a really good conversation. I could have talked to him for another. It was the longest interview I did. I mean, usually interviews I do are like 5 or 6, 7 minutes tops. I talked to him for 20 minutes, and there were still questions I wanted to ask.
Get it, boy.
So it was a lot of fun.
Well, I mean, I know who else appreciates Myst and Rift and all that stuff, and that's our friends over at Numinous.
Riven.
Riven.
Yeah, it's Riven.
Did I say Rift?
You said Rift.
You were thinking about Sharks.
Just make something up.
Oculus Riven.
Yeah,
and
you're thinking about Sharks in the Rift.
Ryan and Amy Green.
Yeah.
I mean, they're working with the company that started off doing all that stuff. So, which they're also here at the show, and we get to see and hang out with them.
Yeah, Cyan Worlds is the name of the studio that made Myst, which is basically primarily Paul Rand Miller and his brother Robin. But yeah, they were here showing a game called Area Man Lives. Did you play that while you were there?
No, I'm going to try and play it tomorrow. They said they were having an issue with, were you there when they were talking to us?
Yeah, internet and things.
And so every time the speech.
Yeah, because it uses speech recognition.
There you go, speech recognition. It costs them like 0.06 times every time it has to make a query. And if the internet is down, it can't do that.
Yeah.
They don't get charged. It doesn't go through. So.
Right. Yeah. That was one of the few games at the show that I laughed out loud multiple times playing. Yeah, I think it's really good. I think it has a lot of potential. But you're a DJ. It's a VR game.
Okay.
And you're a DJ at kind of like a...
Did you play it on Quest or?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on Quest. And you're just trying to like play records and record emergency broadcast and recordings and like record
Matt, this is your life right
like
here, man.
like
It
ad
really
spots.
is.
You know how DJs will actually do ads for various things.
Yeah.
You record ad spots and these things, and if you do it wrong, there's this guy who's kind of like your radio station boss. He'll make fun of you, and it's really funny.
Yeah, shame you, absolutely.
Yeah.
Doesn't Dr.
But then
Page
there's
just
this
shame
guy that's calling in, and I think everybody has this experience. If you listen to much radio, like local radio stations, there's going to be somebody who calls in who's kind of a little nutty. And so that's a big part of the show. There's this guy,
first time caller.
there's this nutty guy that's calling that's kind of got all these crazy theories, but you end up having to help him and
Perfect.
help
And
try to save
having
him.
to talk the whole time, like doing this stuff.
Yeah,
like,
you have to talk out loud, which is funny because there's people around
man.
you, and you're like having to,
Yeah.
and it says you need to speak pretty loudly
Oh, I'm sure.
to make sure the recognition software works correctly.
Can you play cassettes?
You can record some things on cassettes, I think.
Matt's in.
Okay,
Yeah.
You had him
there
in
it is.
hello.
That's it.
Yeah.
Matt's cassette bro. Hey Matt, what did you see that was important to you in your life?
Drew has a lot of great stuff to talk about, and he remembers a lot of great stuff, and it's all wonderful. But the booth that I just kept finding myself back at was the Animal Crossing booth, Nintendo's booth.
It was so cool.
You were there a lot.
I didn't
a moth
always
to a
mean
flame.
to. Exactly. I didn't always mean to. I just like, let's just go look at that water again. They had like an Animal Crossing village with a waterfall going down the middle of it. Like, I guess not village. Like, they had like trees, campfire.
I don't know.
Mailbox.
I've never been there, so
Yeah, there may have been a house. I'm blanking on that. The water's just too vivid in my brain.
Waves. There were
But
waves
yeah,
in the water.
so there
Yeah.
are projectors on the ceiling that some projection master
Yeah.
made. Like, it is incredible looking. It looks like waves rolling in on a beach.
Yeah.
Like, legit, you would think it was water.
It was so cool.
so
very
cool.
cool.
And the waterfall coming down from the middle, like, it's again, like, it's
It was
projector.
real Animal Crossing.
It was real Animal Crossing in real
Basically.
life. In
Yeah.
IRL.
Tom Nook was there.
Tom Nook was there. That freaking crook is waiting for those bells. He wants them all.
Probably Tom Bombadil, maybe.
Tom Bombadil was in that.
Bombadil.
But the game comes out next month, and I'm ready.
This
Yeah.
month. By the time this airs, it'll be
what
this
month are we?
Did you play the original Animal Crossing?
I did play the original, and that's kind of the one I like the most. And I've tried the other ones. I'm like, they're good.
Are you ready to have a cell phone in the game?
Yeah, I think I'm ready for that.
Okay,
I'm
good.
ready to travel to my friends' islands and, steal their people and mess with their houses and stuff. I mean, sorry, do cool Animal Crossing
Call
stuff.
that griefers.
I won't bring any cockroaches to your house, that's for sure. No, looking forward to it. It's coming out. I'm moderately nervous I'm going to be bored with it if they don't add enough new stuff.
You're not going to be bored right away.
Not right away, I know. And I think being able to, like,
You got a lot of new fancy equipment to record gameplay.
that's true.
Matt,
That's very
it's-
true. All right, you're right.
It's going to be a thing.
I'm ready for it. So it can't get here soon enough. I think it's the 20th of this month.
Yeah.
So.
Or so.
Or ish. So
You got an Isabel pin?
got an Isabel pin. I don't know how she became so popular in the Animal Crossing realm. I know she's in other games.
Yeah.
But why her?
I
No, like, okay, hear me out.
don't know.
We
said it should be Tom Nook.
it should be Tom Nook. It should be KK Slider. It should be Rossetti. It should be any of these people you see.
Who do you think should have been in Mario Kart?
KK.
And then, okay, so if you're going to go KK, then for Smash, 100% should have been Tom Nook.
Yes, because then
Everybody wants to beat him up anyway.
Yes.
Give them the option.
Yep, exactly. So they went with her and not either of those or either of those three.
Well.
Yeah. You made your bed, now you gotta lie in it. All right.
Yeah. Sorry, your funeral. Nintendo
Yeah,
guess you didn't want to make any money.
No.
Yeah. So some of the stuff that I saw, you've heard me talk about the game Drop Mix, and it's a wonderful tabletop experience that kind of fuses an iPad gameplay with like a Bluetooth connection, kind of like with Beast of Balance. It has the plinth and you put things on it. Well, this one, you put cards on it, and the cards have RF chips in them, and you're playing fat beats, and you're making all sorts of stuff. I made a big deal about it about a month and a half, 2 months ago, something like that. And loved it. Had several people buy the game because I told them how great it was and it was on sale. And then found out that it's not really supported anymore. That's why it was so cheap. Like Harmonix dropped it. They
Let
don't
it
make
go.
it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward to Thursday. No, Wednesday. No, it had to have been Thursday.
Not long ago.
Just the other day. When we get here and we go in and we see and hear this music and all sorts of stuff going off. Wow, 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 wow. There it is. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, so exactly like that, but like with different beats
And good beats.
yeah, vocals.
Oh, what?
And so, basically, what I'm trying to tell you is Harmonix turned Drop Mix into a new game called Fuse, Fuse, and it's a video game. Fuser?
That was Fuser.
Fuser.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
Fuser.
that's right.
All right. Anyway, whatever it's called, Fuser, you'll get there. The Google bot will fix it. Just, but what this game does is it takes it and puts it into a video game form, and it's made by the same people. I walked up to them, and the first question was, "Hey, have you guys played Drop Mix?" And they go, "This is Drop Mix." I was like,
All right.
"Did you rip it off, or are you Drop Mix?" And they go, "Harmonix." I was like, "Oh, okay, all right," because everything, it's like, it is digital Drop Mix, like 100%. Game looks great.
Which you really dig, right? You're a fan of drum
Dude,
mix,
I'm
yeah.
here for that. I really like the card-based physical version of it. This version is not finished. It's supposed to come later this year. I hope that it has. I was asking about like the competitive stuff because that's one of the big things I like. I can sit around and throw beats down and do whatever, but the game comes in the competitive play. Can you make a better? It's not. Can you make a better song than me? Can you do what the audience wants? Can you give them what they're calling for and play out of your hand faster and all that stuff? The demo they had here was just drag tracks, which you're just dragging discs down and putting them into these DJ slots. And I'm like, she said, "Hey, do you want to get out there and play the demo?" And I'm like, I think I get it. Like,
thanks, but no thanks. Okay.
I don't necessarily need to do that. I get it and I'm interested. Like, it's not like nah, I'm good. But she's like, "Hey, you're gonna get a t-shirt and a hat." I was like, "Well, maybe I'll come back. I like free stuff." But that was one thing, and their presence is huge. Like, it's
a really cool booth,
massive. It looks like freaking Deadmau5 like is gonna show up on stage and start dropping fat beats. But that's really cool. Be on the lookout for that. We'll probably be covering that a little bit because it's just it's a good chill game for you just to get in and just do easy music stuff. And you don't have to know anything about music because the game does everything for you. You drop the thing where the thing goes, it fixes it.
It changes the tempo. Yep.
Also played another great game today on accident when we were walking from one interview to something else. And this is a game called Gigabash, and it's by Passion Republic Games. And you can't play it.
Why is that?
Because it is in pre-alpha
that's
right
right.
now.
Yeah.
I'm looking Drew dead in the eyes. That's why
talking to me
he responded,
No,
tell me why
Drew.
I can't play.
I was like, "You're just mad because I beat
Don't
you."
even try. Don't even think about it.
Which he did. He won that game. It is like a 4-player battle royal. King of Monsters meets Rampage meets like Stick Bold meets
Kaiju. Is that what you call it?
Kaiju. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they only have 4 monsters. They're hoping to have about 10. This is a Malaysian-based company, and this game is so much fun. Like, my face was so wide with smiles while I was playing it. I was here for this. Like, this was the indie title that I needed to play at this game. I can't wait for it to play. It played super smooth. Like, I don't know what you felt, Drew, but I felt like if you just gave me that game right now, I would pay you $10 for that game.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. There was like, power-up attacks and ultimates and
pretty advanced button combinations.
Yeah.
It wasn't just this button to hit, this button is special. It was like, no, you can hold the left trigger and the right trigger to block.
Yeah.
You can grab, you can do this.
And sort of a top-down 3D perspective, which I like better than Smash, personally. It just feels more fun to me, and you're wrecking into, like, buildings and stuff, too, which is cool.
That's where it's very King of Monsters to me.
Yeah.
So it's like 3D King of Monsters. If you guys remember back to, like, the Neo Geo, I forget the names of all the monsters that they had and all that stuff, but
Godzilla.
Was Godzilla in that game?
I don't know.
Not sure. Fuser was the name of it.
Oh, that's right. There it is.
So you move around in 3D space, and the camera's kind of like zooming in and out depending on where all of the characters. It's 4-player local competitive play, and the camera's zooming in all sorts of stuff. And I had a blast. I ended up playing 2 games in a row. Drew went off to do God knows what, but I stayed there. I stayed there and played games.
I won. I just had I didn't want to. I wanted to end on a high note.
Oh, gotcha.
You go out on top.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, I haven't played a lot of video games since I've been here. Even at PAX South, like, we played Windjammers 2, and maybe like one other game. We're not necessarily, Matt and I, particularly drawn to video games and playing them. Matt, Drew, rather, you play a lot of them because you're doing interviews and like you're getting a chance to get in there. I am going to play Maneater tomorrow.
Yeah, you've got to.
I have to. Like that. Oh, man, I'm ready for that. But Gigabash, it's nowhere near being ready. They didn't even have a ballpark for when it is going to be ready. But I told him to give me a call when it is because I will play the crap out of that game. And I will give it glowing reviews because it's so much fun. But those are just a few of the things that we have been playing and checking out here at PAX East. If you were here and you saw us, just tell us the encounter, as long as it was a good one. Well,
I'm just sure. Go ahead.
I almost set us up for something really bad right there. What if somebody had a bad encounter with us and they share it with everybody? And then they know, wow, that's what it's like to meet Love Thy Nerd in person.
What's your name? Get out of here.
Get out of here. Yeah, we'll edit those comments. But hey, if you hung out with us, let us know. There's a lot of people that we got to hang out with and see that part of our con family. We didn't even talk about all the games that we played and all of our tabletop friends that were here. And it's just because there's not enough time to talk about all that in one episode of the podcast.
Yep.
So maybe we'll circle back around to it next week, talk about it a little bit with Kate. But we wanted to give you guys an episode from PAX in a nice quiet room where the convention is not happening behind us, and our voices, which are basically fried.
I feel fine. Get out of here.
You keep saying that. Fuser. The game was called Fuser. But we did it here, and guys, I think that's going to do it for episode 81 of the Free Play Podcast, Season 3. Drew, thank you so much for hanging out with us and being part of this.
It's been too long.
You didn't have a choice? You just got to set the microphone up.
Get out of bed. We're doing this.
Hey, be sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, YouTube, US and Canada, if you're nasty, radio.com, and really anywhere else that podcast can be found. And if you can't find us where you listen to podcasts, just let me know. Send me an email, bubba@lovethynerd.com, and I will do my best to get you on there. Also know that you can go to lovethynerd.com/freeplay for an RSS feed that you can drop into any aggregator that you use. You can do this. I don't know why you would, but you can actually subscribe via RSS feed through iTunes. We happen to be on iTunes, but
let us know if you do.
That's just a pro tip. You can do that if you want to. That's how I subscribed to your podcast, Drew, before you guys were on.
Yeah.
So that I could get it on my telephone. But hey, if you're already, if you're not a part of our Love Thy Nerd Facebook group, please just do that. Go to lovethynerd.com/community and you can get in on that. We would love to have you be there. Share the memes with us, talk about the games that you're playing. Let us know how your local game group is doing. What can we do for you? And just create some intentional community with the people in your digital vicinity. So let us be a part of your life by going to lovethynerd.com/community and joining our Facebook group. You can also find us, Love Thy Nerd, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter @Love Thy Nerd. And be sure to follow Free Play Podcast on the Twitterverse @Free Play Podcast. Kate's been doing a pretty good job.
She's been doing a really good job.
Yeah, keeping up with that stuff. Well, hey, like I said, that's going to do it. Once again, I'm Bubba Stallcup.
I'm Matt Warmbier.
I'm Drew Dixon.
And
go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. I'm supposed to talk over that? Oh, you're fading it down. It's a pro fade. Oh. Hey, and for Kate Katawaki, who couldn't be here because she lives in California, and our cut man, Jonathan Clausen. We'll catch you next week. And remember, if nobody else tells you this, I promise it's true, that Jesus loves you, nerds.
You have been listening to the Free Play Podcast with Bubba Stallcup, Matt Warmbier, and Kate Katawaki, part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network. Be sure to rate and review the show and share on all the social media.
Chicka chicka.